Hello everyone, Jaime Mantilla here, and in this video I'm going to continue with CopyCoder. I have actually learned more about what you need to do before you actually upload the screen. You can see I have created 2 videos in the past for CopyCoder, but this one is the third one, which is going to show you what needs to happen before you upload on a screen to be able to get the right prompts. I actually watched the actual owner of CopyCoder, which is Moritz Krem. Sorry if I messed up your name. Shout out to you. And you can follow him. His YouTube is Prompt Warrior. He also has TikTok account here with a bunch of followers, and he's actually explaining to you how CopyCoder works and the stack that he uses and how to use it. So I've been doing some more research, and that's what I've been learning. And also what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to create this UI, which is from Data SEO, which is an API source for SEO agencies to be able to get data for keywords, backlinks, just anything SEO related. So shout out to them as well. And that is the UI that I'm going to be using. They have this mockup or this mockup for backlinks information. So I'm just going to open it up here just so you can see it. I'm going to try to recreate this UI using CopyCoder. Okay, I'm going to leave the information below for data for SEO as well. I have created a video for... It is an SEO tool which actually goes and grabs information about the local listings from the maps. It actually gets the information for these local listings, and then I'll get information about the site related to keywords, backlinks, and just information in general as far as technical SEO and information about the site itself. All I did was connect APIs from data for SEO source, and is this video here, but I'm going to make sure I also link it. That way you can actually watch it and see pretty much all the information that you can get from data for SEO, which is they have a great playground in the background, bunch of APIs that you can call to get data from. It's actually much cheaper than going to an actual tool like, Ahrefs and SEMrush, like if you want to build your own tool. So it'll be very beneficial. But again, I'll make sure that I add all those details there, okay? So with that said, I'm going to show you how I'm going to generate the prompt here. I'm going to actually generate a folder for backlinks UI, CopyCoder. That way we can start it from scratch. And I'm going to just walk you through a step-by-step what I'm going to be doing. That way you can actually try it yourself and experiment the results yourself. Okay, so I'm going to select this folder. I'm going to open up Cursor AI. And then I'm going to grab this image, which I have it saved on my local. So I'm just going to drop it in here. So this is the image. And then is going to... We have to click on generate prompt, which is going to give you the prompt. Analyze the UI structure is going to give you the prompt, and then that's the prompt that you're going to put in Cursor AI. In the meantime, I'm going to come here to Cursor AI and go to the composer, and I have to actually open up the terminal, which you can do with Control-tilde or just terminal, new terminal, and then I have copied these 2 scripts. So I have to run these npx create next app latest, and then period, and then a space npx chatcn, which is... that's what is going to help with the looks of the UI latest. And then in it, I'm going to go ahead and run it. I'm going to put those in the comments as well, just so you have that information. So that's going to create the structure of the folders. And then once I create the prompt, it's going to be much easier for the composer in Cursor to follow the structure and create what we need to create, okay? So here, you're gonna be asked with certain prompts. The idea is for you to do yes on every single one of them. So enter, 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 enter. This one, for default, you do yes, and then enter on that one. And it's gonna take some time for it to create all this information. So I'm just going to wait here with you just so that you can see it. I don't want to edit the videos unless you guys tell me, hey, whatever. If it's not working for you, I kind of start cutting the videos on certain parts. But the idea of these videos is for me to take you step by step from beginning to end, for you to experience what you're going to experience once you start taking action. So please bear with me here while we see all this information being created and getting compiled, okay? So I know it's going to be painful, and I've been saying that on previous videos, but I think it's important for you to know what it takes and how long it's going to take. But if I get some feedback that you don't want to see yourself just here waiting, then that's okay. And then I can start editing the videos that way, all right? So I'm just going to show you here. NPX, I don't think it ran the one for... Okay, so you run the create for Next.js. Let me go ahead and run the ChatCN one real quick to make sure that we get it right. Okay, so yes, proceed. So there's two scripts that have to be run. I'm gonna put them here. That way you can see. So it's npx create next app latest with the period, and then npx ChatCN latest init. Okay. So again, just give me a few minutes here, or a few seconds. All right. So pre-flight, which style would you like to use? I don't know about this one. Let's do New York. Oh, okay. I should have gone with just default, but that's fine. Let's see, next video I could probably use that. So I'm gonna use, let's go with that one. Everything's gonna be default. Whatever is selected at the beginning, that's what I'm gonna go with. If I see some issues, I can try another video with some other from different prompts. That way you know the difference and how long it takes for each, okay? We are at 8 minutes in this video. I'm hoping to get this done before 30 minutes. So just, again, bear with me. Here is installing the dependencies. First time, it normally doesn't get it right off the bat, but that's what we're going to experience. Okay, so right now, everything seems to be set up. I'm going to go ahead to CopyCoder and grab these initial prompts. So I'm going to copy the prompt, and then I'm going to have to come back again and get the prompt, the second prompt, which is the second step. And I'm just going to go ahead and paste it here. All right. This actually is all the information about the analysis of the UI itself. I'm going to go agent mode, which is more of a yellow mode, which is going to do its thing to try to figure it out, errors and things like that. And then once you do that, it may ask you questions for you to continue. Yes, no, yes, no. And that's all you have to do. Cursor is going to generate all the code for you. And all you have to do is accept and just take a look at the results. And hopefully we get these pretty soon, okay? So as you can see, it's saying I'll help you create a comprehensive SEO backlink analysis dashboard, which is what the image looks like. Let's start with the implementation. And then as you can see, it's getting a few things installed. The different components. Let's create a component structure. Now let's create our main components. And I'm just gonna let it do its thing. And it's just beautiful how it does it. You see, like, you don't have to do anything. It is starting to create everything how it's supposed to on the different folders, different things. You see all this stuff. All this stuff is just written by Cursor AI. You don't have to write any line of code except to just tell it what to do and accepting any changes that it has done. Okay. So it's saying it's looking at some errors and it's actually fixing it itself. So let me fix this import issue, the sidebar component. Okay, that's fine. Let's create a metric card component. So it's doing that. Now it's saying let's create a main page component that we use with all these components. Fine. So everything looks great so far. And then once it's done, I'll spin up the browser to see what the UI looks like. And if you gets it right, everybody's gonna be blown away, especially if you haven't done this before. First time I did it, I was like, my mind was blown. And there's instances where my mind still continues to be blown. So I'm actually super excited about this. This actually gets me going because it's just beautiful how AI is here to make us better. All right. Let's create a referring domains table component to complete the dashboard. And I feel sometimes I just get the UIs that are very complex on the videos from Moritz and other people. Actually, it takes like 10 minutes for them to create these UIs and everything is perfect on the second attempt. I'm hoping to get there with this process and kind of learning what needs to happen. But hopefully this is useful for everybody that watches this video, okay? So it says, I now complete implementation of all required components, SEO backlink analysis dashboard. Here's the summary, layout, feature components, the styling, functionality, best practices. The dashboard is now complete with all the required features and follow the specific design requirements. Would you like me to make any adjustments or add any additional features? No, I don't want that. Okay, so I'm going to accept everything. And normally here, you would do npm run dev. Okay. And this should give us some information whether the UI is complete or not, or if it's getting any errors. So npm run dev will run all the dependencies, compile everything, and make it work. And then I'll have to navigate to this URL, which is my localhost 3000. And on my localhost 3000, either I'm going to see a UI or I'm going to see a red error or something that is going to give me the signal whether things are working or things are not. Okay. So right now, as you can see, it has some spacing on the side, but overall, we have the overview, we have the backlinks. Right now, it doesn't have that structure because that would be the second step from here. So if I say generate page structure, so it's going to give me the prompt. But right now, we have the overview, backlinks, stored pages, referring domains, anchor, link gap, opportunities. Now we're getting backlinks, stored pages, referring domains, anchor, link gap, link opportunities, which is exactly what we want. Right now, once we're done, I'm going to tell it to make sure that we don't have any gaps on that side. Let me just do that now. And say, hey, there's some space here. Let me just tell it right away. Thank you. Before we continue and you fix this, the UI has a lot of space on the right. And you please make sure to use full width. And then I paste the screen. I'm going to click submit just to see what it does. And it's just going to analyze the UI. And then it's going to tell me that it's going to fix it. So let's see. Okay, I'll help you fix the spacing issue, ensure the UI uses the full width. The main issue appears to be the padding and the width constraints. Let's make the adjustments of the layout components, and then it's going to go ahead and update the header. So 16 border page. So these are all like the CSS information. That's more for the looks of the UI. So it's updating all those properties. Now let's update the main page layout to ensure it uses the full width. Perfect. So that's the page TXT. That's this one here. As you can see, goes to 6. Background white. So it's just doing what it needs to do in order for it to look better. Okay. We are at 15 minutes. So far it's been like 5 minutes from the time that we put in the prompt to here. So would you like me to add any additional? Nope. Right now we're good. I'm going to go ahead and refresh my screen here. And it updated it, right? So we have last year, 6 months. It has the domains. None of this should be functional right now, but it has sample data and, dummy data for you to see what it would look like, okay? This graph didn't get it so far, but let's see. Actually, was it that one? Yeah, didn't get it, but let's see what it does. Okay, so I'm gonna go back to CopyCoder. I'm going to go ahead and copy this prompt for cursor, and I'm going to go ahead and paste it here. And right now, it's going to go ahead and try to generate every single page. It may take longer than expected here for this video, but it's going to try to generate data for the backlinks, the top pages, referring domains, anchor, link gap, and link opportunities. Let's just see it. Let's just see it work. So I'm gonna go ahead and put these side by side, and I'm just gonna let you watch it go right now. So say I'll help you create the Next.js routed structure based on the navigation menu items and implement the layout. Let's start with creating the necessary files and components. First, let's create the layout components. Great. So we have the dashboard layout, profile layout. Now let's create the routed structure. That is the layout structure. Now let's create the overview page as an example. So everything is going to be an example. It's not specifically with data, but the beauty of this is once you have a layout of what you want to build, that is a matter of start prompting it. That way you can start all the backend integrations so that you can actually start displaying real data calling from a specific either database or an API on its own. So let's see. So right now, everything that it's doing seems to be working as expected. I don't know if this will give us any. Well, you see now you can see how things are being rendered as we speak. This one has an error. Referring domains, error. Just gonna let it finish, but the backlinks already has some information here. Which is beautiful, man. It's just, this looks much better from what I build. I actually use Python and Streamlit for rapid prototyping. I'm learning Next.js, and I'm learning how to do and what commands to use, and that's why I'm doing this. So, and this actually looks much better for sure, and in terms of presentation. So let's see what it does. Okay. All right. So I created a basic routed structure with 2 example pages and the user profile section. The structure follows the Next.js. So he said only 2 examples. Group. Each route is wrapped in a proper layout. The layout provides consistent navigation, responsive behavior. Would you like me to implement any remaining routes and make adjustments to the existing ones? No. Please implement the rest. Okay. So I just want these. I'm just going to refresh these just to see which ones were the 2 that it created as a sample. So we have backlinks. Top pages is not one of them. Referring domain is not one of them. Anchor, not one of them. Link gap, not one of them. And the components, not one of them. So maybe it was referring to overview. and backlinks, but I also want these graphs to have, some sort of sample data in it, which I'm gonna ask it just so you can see if it, if it works. I'm guessing it is going to work, but it's gonna take some prompting and some back and forth. But let's see. Okay, so now let's create the referring domains page with the visualization components, which is this one here. Not happening yet. So you see, like, I'm getting 404 once I move to those. All right, so now there you go. Okay, backlinks. And this is amazing. This is amazing. I'm not going to be tired of repeating myself. If you're just watching me doing this stuff and not taking action, you're actually wasting time. I want you to watch what I'm doing and then go and take action. Download Cursor, download whatever you need to download, anything that I've used in the past, any prompts that I'm using or from other creators, it doesn't matter, but go and use artificial intelligence to make you better. That's all I'm asking. Try it, and then your brain is going to start spinning with ideas and just the potential of the things that you can do. Okay? Because that's what happened to me. That's what has happened to many other creative that I've seen. They're actually doing pretty well. They're documenting their journey. They're teaching. People are learning. But content consumption without action is not going to lead you anywhere. I've been on those feet where I'm just, watching content, not taking action. That actually leads to frustration. So what I want to encourage you right now is to start taking action, kind of remove the fears, all the limitations that you have in your head. Try it, because you have these as an assistant that is going to, again, make you better. So don't doubt yourself. Just rely on artificial intelligence right now. Rely on AI. Rely on all the tools that are available right now, so that you can learn and be more efficient with your life. Okay, now stop with the rant right there. He's saying, I now implemented the main routes, backlinks. Each route followed the requirements included, gives me all the information. Each page is fully responsive, includes proper filtering, has consistent styling. Will you like me to make any adjustments? I'm just going to do this. I'm going to expand my screen. I'm going to refresh, make sure everything is taken care of. So I have the backlinks page with data. We have the top pages with sample data. We have referring domains with sample data. We have anchor text with sample data. We have link gaps with sample data, and link opportunities with sample data. Actually, link opportunities doesn't have. Okay, so let's do a few things. I could finish the video now, but I want to continue to push the envelope here with AI, see if we're going to be able to get the information that we need. So right now, what I wanted to do is I want to tell it, hey, the link opportunities page does not have any sample data. Could you please take a look? Okay, you're speaking it like any human being, natural language. Pretend that you're speaking to a senior developer. Maybe you're a tester. You're talking to your senior developer. Hey, you're missing this information. So they're going to go fix it for you. Or you can act as a junior developer, somebody that, knows limited information in terms of development, especially if you really don't know that information, to ask it to give you the information. You can actually use AI to ask it, what the specific sections are and what type of functionality is it. So you can actually back re-engineer from the result back to learning, so that you can start getting the concepts and the functionalities of what you're building. Okay, you don't have to know coding from the beginning. You actually can get results and then backtrack and start asking questions so that you know what an API is, what routes are, what functions are, what methods, what objects, and all that stuff once you get a handle of what you're building. Okay, so I'm just going to accept. I'm going to refresh. I'm going to go to link opportunities, and it didn't. I'm going to highlight this, add to Composer. What is this doing? So I'll update the sample with 10 realistic opportunities, more diverse. Would you like me to add any other type of samples? Okay, he didn't do it. He said that he did it, or maybe he's just getting confused with some other page, but I don't see it happening unless I have to refresh or start the application again. Let's see. Okay, this is good. Last year, last 6 months. All right. So I'm going to go back to cursor. I see the issue. The route is actually link opportunities, not opportunities. Okay, so I'm going to accept the changes. Apparently it fixed it. Various domains ratings. Let's see. There you go. So you have link opportunities, and you have, these are the link opportunities. And then last question is I'm gonna say, hey, thank you very much. There are some graphs and pie charts. Let me see where the pie charts are. Pie charts. So on the overview page, graphs. On the overview page that are blank. Would you be able to create a dummy chart with sample data to see what it looks like? So let's go. So we have that graphic. Let's do that. And there's a chart, industry distribution. Okay, so here I'm just gonna get ready for this page. There is a pie chart placeholder. For this is distribution. Can you please display a chart, a pie chart with sample data for illustration purposes? Okay. So now it's telling me, let's see. So we needed to create another dependency here, which is the recharts. And then I've added sample lines, 2 metrics over time. Fine. I'm going to accept. And maybe for the charts, I need something else. Let's see, that didn't work. I'm just going to start again just to see. So did it do it? So it installed it. All right. So we're just going to recap what we did so far. The graph is something that we actually need to work on, but it overall created an image from this image, it created a UI with all these components. We use CopyCoder to generate the prompt. We use CopyCoder to generate the steps or the page structure for this specific image. Again, it was only just uploading the image. We know the owner of CopyCoder is the prompt warrior. You can see the information here, Moritz Kremp. You can follow him on Facebook. I'm sorry, not on Facebook, on YouTube and TikTok. This backlink information comes from data source, which again, I have a video here that you can take a look of an application that I created that gets data specifically for specific businesses. And that should do it. Unfortunately, we were not able to be able to get this component to work just with dummy data. No big deal. I'm going to do some research, see what can we do to make sure that this works as expected. Maybe it's the version of the Next.js framework that I'm using. I don't know. This is part of the process. I've used CopyCoder 3 times already. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just, maybe there's a specific images or the specific applications that are more complex than others. And I'm maybe picking the more complex ones. I'm going to try smaller ones and then kind of work my way up. But it was a great experience. Thank you all for those that are watching and following. If you have any questions, any comments, any suggestions, please let me know. If you want me to build something or try something, I'll be happy to do that for you. But that should do it. Thanks so much for your time, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Thank you.